Hello, my friends. Today we have with us one of our honorable PMP gurus, recently certified. We also have other friends like our buddy Frank who got certified, and he's here to celebrate our celebrant for the day. So without much ado, I'd like to welcome Lovelace, our PMP guru who got certified a few weeks ago. I am so excited and delighted at your success, Lovelace. How do you feel now you're PMP boss?
Relieved, Phil, relieved.
I know. You really
Relieved.
put in a lot of work, a lot of effort, but here we are, and you're now a PMP. And I just applaud you on your dedication and how you just stayed the course no matter what the hardships were and the mishaps were, you stayed the course, and here we are today. So well done. So
Thank you.
let's talk about why you wanted to do this. So if someone says, Lovelace, why did you want to get certified as a PMP? Didn't you know that it's like pulling teeth to do this? Why PMP?
So no, I didn't know it was like pulling teeth. So I've been an accidental project manager my entire career, most of it, and then eventually to, the official title of project manager, then program manager, and so on. And one of my managers, my director then, 2017, she's a PMP. So 2017 was when, I had talked to her about, putting PMP as a goal, a personal goal for me. Yeah, life happens.
Wow.
We've had so many different things going on, project upon project, and we've been burning the midnight oil. There really wasn't much time. And then 2022, January, I decided 2022 is the year to get it. And then it was the second week of March. I had just finished a meeting and I thought, let me start looking into, either a boot camp, whatnot, so I can get started. And I opened LinkedIn and lo and behold, whose information do I see? Chandra Holland.
That's crazy. Did you know her prior?
No.
Wow.
No. So immediately I opened LinkedIn, her post was the first thing I saw.
What?
So, it was like serendipity.
Wow.
So I quickly messaged her and I said, I asked her, I congratulated her first. And I asked, what did you do? How did you study for the PMP exam? How did you prepare? Did you take a boot camp? If so, who? Did you, use books? If so, what books? And she mentioned Phil and Praizion Media. And I said, okay. Wow. So she quickly introduced me to you, Phil, via email.
Yeah.
And then she sent me a snippet of your introductory messages. So I listened to it, and then I went on YouTube and listened to a few of your videos, and I was sold. And then I signed up within 2 days.
Wow. Look at us today. We've come full circle. We've survived the crazy year 2 of the pandemic and all that jazz, and we're here, stronger than ever. So I applaud you at just being dogged, rugged, and tough. But it's really interesting. I hadn't heard that story before. I did not know that it was a LinkedIn. I'd always thought that maybe there was some off group somewhere, and I did not know that. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that story. So leading up to the course, you already had some ideas, but how was the course for you? Were you like, this guy, what's he throwing at us? He's got so many books and so many. Can you show us some of your paraphernalia?
So your course is spot on. Wow. Some of my I guess artifacts
yes.
or the mindset This I will prioritize above everything else. So I would say this would be my primary go-to.
Wow.
My secondary was the Immersion book.
Mm.
And then the 49 processes, page 25 of the PMBOK. And then to make sure that I recall, the 49 processes, I actually created this. And that's what I use to actually write down the processes from memory on a daily basis.
Wow.
Especially the last 10 days.
So tell me, Lovelace, because I have a lot of people saying, well, my instructor said I shouldn't do that. They're not going to ask it on the exam. What do you have to say about that?
So I agree, you may not need it, but the thing is, there are 4 or 5 different exam types. You really don't know which exam type you're going to get. Are you going to get a 90% predictive? Are you going to get a 90 or 50% agile? You don't know. So you go in preparing to, for everything.
Everything, right.
Just in case, so you're not surprised.
Wow. So you were doing that brain dump like daily. And tell us what it did for you. What did it do in the long run?
It gave me confidence. It gave me confidence, and to the point when I went into the exam, I was not nervous. So this was my second time around. The first time around, I knew where I messed up, because towards the end, I didn't have much time. I spent too much time reading and rereading the questions.
Yeah.
So, towards the last 10 minutes of the exam, I had over 40 questions left.
Wow. Yeah, that's hard to come back from. So you managed your time really well. But let's talk. I know that you had known the content for a while. It's not, I knew you knew the content. But let's talk about how you were studying on the final big run-up. Did you do a whole lot of crazy studying, or did you kind of, like you hinted at, just the mindset is what you focused on, huh?
It was focusing, you're right, Phil. It was mostly focusing on the mindset. It was focusing on the mindset. I took, and the mock exam, not the mock exams, but the immersion. You had the mini mock and the immersion.
Yeah.
I took those, and then you have the 200 questions.
Yeah.
I took those.
Wow.
Mainly it's the mindset. Mainly.
Wow. That's very helpful to know. So let's talk about the night before the exam. Did you go to bed early? Did you burn the oil, midnight oil? What did you do?
I tried to go to bed early, but then that wasn't working. So literally, I did not sleep 1 minute.
Wow.
The whole night.
Oh my God.
I couldn't sleep.
Wow.
I tried. It just didn't work.
Just
out.
restless, huh?
I was extremely restless.
Wow. Okay. So let's talk about these sections: people, process, business, agile, hybrid, predictive. And I know that you're in the world of business and you're an experienced project manager. So it made sense for the most part, these things, right? They weren't like far out. Which part of the PMI dogma would you say was the most far out that is not as realistic? Is there any area that you're like, I got to take this with a pinch of salt? Is there any area that was like that, or was it pretty much all sensible?
It was all sensible. There wasn't an area where it wasn't sensible.
Gotcha. And tell us, Lovely, so people understand the kind of projects you manage, on the projects you work on.
Oh gosh, it's been various. It's been from HR to implementations of, when mergers and acquisitions. When we do mergers and acquisitions, I've worked on those. I've worked on IT implementations. Okay. Most recently, Oracle ERP implementation.
Gotcha.
And ICD-10 prior to that. So when we're talking big projects.
That is very helpful, because I always realized the content was not a problem. I mean, it wasn't so ambiguous for you. That's one thing I always felt. I'm like, yeah, Lovelace knows her stuff and she likes her processes, she knows her processes. She likes her processes. That isn't my concern at all. So I'm glad to hear that. How about the ITTOs? Did you tackle them in any particular way?
ITTOs, I like Frank and I think it was Yvonne. I did not want to see them either. Fortunately for me, I think there was only 1 or 2 questions on ITTOs, and it was more the O. It was more the
Okay,
output.
yeah, the outputs. Gotcha. Gotcha. What about the areas of knowledge? And again, I know that you absorb these pretty well. Did any of these stick out as being a problem area, like when you were going actually taking the exam? And just full disclosure, we're always going to keep our language above board, and we're not going to go into the minutia. But I'm just asking, as far as any knowledge area that stuck out, was there anyone that jumped out at you as being, oh, they're kind of drumming on this one quite a bit?
Risk.
Wow.
So the PMI drilled in on risk,
Wow.
stakeholder engagement, communications, scope, not a lot. There were a handful of questions on scope. Procurement, definitely. Resources, it wasn't a lot on resources.
Okay.
Schedule, not a lot.
And then the magic question, Lovelace. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You know which question I'm going to ask you? It's a magic question everyone wants to know.
Percentage.
You got it. You're smart. Agile, predictive. Come on now, tell us. This is what everyone's been waiting for. Welcome, Mark. I see you.
I would say 50% agile, 30% predictive, and 20% hybrid.
Wow. Okay. That's quite interesting, huh? Wow.
I think two must have been mostly predictive.
Wow. So at any point in time, did Agile seem to be like a little bit on the overbearing side of things? Like it was so much, or were you like, no, I'm at home with Agile, this is cool?
It was more the latter. I'm at home with Agile, this is good. It was more of the mindset, the Agile, if you know the Agile manifesto, the 4 values, the 12 principles, you know your mindset, the servant leadership, you protect your team, it's all about your team, it's all about your stakeholders. It's, once you have that mindset, Agile yeah.
So let me ask you another on the spot question, Lovelace. If you were going to talk about the archetype that might have the exam throw them for a loop, would it be right to say it's the project manager who is used to rank and file and command and control, where you need to babysit the team? Was that the kind of like the second option they always gave you? Babysit the team, don't trust the team, do things for them, change their diaper, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Let go of the team. And for whatever reason, the project managers seemed to be sick a lot and needed to take time off.
Sick. That's funny. That's funny. Let's talk about this topic, Lovelace. So on the exam, how long did it take you to knock out the first 60 questions?
Oh my gosh. So the first 60 questions, the first leg, I think when I looked at the clock, I was at 1:55. So I had 5 minutes extra. I finished 5 minutes early for the first leg.
So 1 hour, 5 minutes?
No, yeah, 1 hour, 5 minutes.
1 hour, 5 minutes. So,
Yeah.
okay. So that's not bad. So you kind of had 10 minutes banked. What about when you got to the end of the next 60?
So that one, the questions, the second leg, the end of the second leg, literally, the second I selected the answer, I had, the message come up, your time is up.
What?
I mean, within 1 second, literally.
Really?
I hadn't even taken my hand off,
Hmm.
the screen when it said my time was up.
Wow. And that's for question 120.
Correct.
And then you
That's
went on.
from question 61 to 120.
Gotcha. And did you take a break there? Did you actually
I
step
did.
away?
Yes.
Nice. Good.
I
Good.
took a 9-minute break. I took both breaks.
Both breaks. Good. So you came back and then you had to run to question 180. So you had what, 75 minutes, 80 minutes to do that. Was it enough for the third round?
Because the second leg, I almost got scared after that incident of almost not having enough time on the second leg. The third leg, I was breezing through the questions.
Well, on it.
To the point, yeah. When I finished, I had 30 minutes left.
Wow, that's crazy. So you got done in like 50 minutes. You were quick. You were doing an average of maybe 50 to 60 seconds a question. So what do you think catalyzed that? Was it the panic? Was it the adrenaline? What was it?
I think it could be a combination of both.
Yeah.
It could have been a combination of the adrenaline and the panic and, I guess deja vu not setting in again.
Yeah. So when you were taking it, were you feeling good as you were going through the questions?
I was calm.
Good.
I was not as nervous. I wasn't anxious.
Good.
I was calm. So one other thing that I didn't do this time around, as compared to the first round, I did not underline. I did not highlight. I didn't.
Those are time suckers.
That. Those are, yes, absolutely time suckers. So I did not use any of those.
Gotcha. Okay. So tell us, let's just go down memory lane. So you saw question 1. Did it hit you like a Scud missile, or were you like, oh, piece of cake, I know this?
So it did hit me like a Scud missile, but then I had to do a mental talk to myself. I am a PMP boss. I have done my work. You've trained me. My tribe, has worked with me. I've got this. So I had to close my eyes, talk to myself, and then, read the question again. And it was a piece of cake.
Gotcha. Well, at this time, I'm going to ask our friends who are curious to know about the exam to begin asking their questions. What questions do you have for our PMP guru that she can help you answer? Because I still got questions, but I'll let people ask before I ask my additional questions. Okay, if there's none, I'm going to be Oliver Twist and just go ask a question or two.
So, in a lighter mood, Lovelace, how do we celebrate? Are you selling us Uber Eat Vashakan?
I actually, you know what? It's interesting. I celebrated by going to sleep. I went to bed. Because that day, I left the house at 6 a.m. and it was -6 degrees when I left. We had sleet. It had rained, sleet, and snowed the 2 days prior. So on Thursday, I called, Pearson to ask them if they were actually going to open or close on Friday. And they said, no, they were not going to close. They will be open. So I get there. I didn't sleep the night before. I wanted to get there on time, with the snow, with all the ice, on the ground. I got there 30 minutes before time. I just wanted to get through the exam, come home and sleep. So I celebrated by going to bed.
Very wise choice. All right. So tell us, Lovelace, of the exam, if you wanted to think categorically about agile, predictive, and hybrid, what percentage of each slice would you say could not be answered with just mindset? So if you look at Agile and you say, well, there are at least 20% that could not be answered with mindset. That's kind of what the data I'm seeking. Can you just give me a rough idea about that?
I would say I would give it a 50-50.
Okay.
Okay. I would give it the 50% you could use mindset to get through.
Okay.
The other 50, you need to know process.
Wow. Okay.
And
Agile process.
Not verbatim to your point, not root, but not root memorization, but know it, internalize.
Yeah. Know it. Got you. What about the predictive piece? Well, and I'm guessing the predictive piece, of course, heavily PMBOK. I mean, could you apply mindset to any of that? What percentage would you say you could not? Would you say it was all of it you couldn't?
I would say maybe 20% mindset.
Okay, that's good to know. So yeah,
you need to know where you're at.
Yeah.
You would use mostly dig
Sieve.
sieve. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's helpful. For those who don't know, dig sieve, it's define the problem, identify the root cause, generate alternatives, choose the best alternative, and then implement that solution and verify that it works. What about the hybrid section? Would you say that had any mindset in it?
You could use, I would give that one a 50-50 also.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. I haven't really asked anyone that question before, but mindset is so important these days that it's good to know, okay, I could probably tackle almost half of the exam with mindset. That's what it's sounding like.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Okay. So any other questions for our guru? Any concerns?
I would say, Phil. Oh, go ahead.
I have a question. Will you mentor someone?
Absolutely.
Cool. I got a new kid on the block and he's just joined. He's not here today. I should chase him down and say, dude, where are you? But he's going to watch this. He knows who he is. He's going to watch it. Yeah, he's not here.
Okay.
But it's all good. Yeah. So go ahead, Lovelace. You were going to say something?
Oh, you are the beat. So most folks are saying goat. I say be coach. Be coach as in the best coach of all.
Oh dear. Thank you.
That is you, Phil.
Thank you. I try my best, but you guys are awesome too.
You are a phenomenon. You are fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know any coach who has gone above and beyond, has given over 110, 120% of your time. Even when you went to Europe, to spend time with your mom, you were still available to your team. We would call you, we'll email you, we'll get on daily scrum, and you're here.
Thank you.
And I couldn't have done it without you and without my new tribe with Frank and Corbin and both Cynthia Dunn, Cynthia Doverson,
the Cynthias.
Yes. And Chandra, both Chandras.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
So thank you. A huge thank you to you.
Oh, thank you, Lovelace. Thanks for your gratitude. And it's really a pleasure. And I'm really excited. So glad. So thank you very much. And are there any final questions or concerns? Going once. Does our friend Toby have questions? Anything in the chat, Frank?
Nothing at the moment. Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. In the chat.
Awesome. Well, I want to say a massive thank you to you, Lovelace. One of the rituals, one of the rituals is to show you a bunch of questions and to say, which one was your exam most like? So this will be the final. This will be the final thing we do. Okay. So in terms of question length, which one was your exam most like? Don't bother reading the question because some of it's just gobbledygook. It's just size of the text. Are you ready? All right, let's play that game. Let's bring up our first candidate. Our first candidate question looks like this. Did you have any questions? It's short.
About 20%.
Okay, it's good to know. All right, and then what about the answers? Do they look too long or just about?
Just right. Maybe
Okay.
the third C needs to be a little longer.
A little bit longer. Okay, that's good to know. All right, what about some like this?
Maybe 10%.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. What about something like this?
That's about 50%.
Okay, good to know. And let's see those that have in the answers bit of length. Anything like that?
C, yes.
Okay, some
Okay,
with
so
two
the
lines.
answers, yes. The questions, maybe remove one more sentence.
Okay, okay. So the question is long, but the options are they're plausible, right? So
Correct.
if I made it something like this, it's more believable, huh?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. This has been very helpful, very helpful. Okay, okay. And for people who typically say, do I need to know the outputs, inputs, tools, techniques, wrote? I mean, based on your experience, would you say there's even remote hope of getting one question that has what is an output of this or what is a tool and technique? Do those exist still?
Yes, they do.
Wow.
So the likelihood of you getting or of a candidate getting 1 or 2 questions or under 5 questions based on ITTO, mostly on the O, on the output, is high.
Okay, that's good to know. And one more time, Lovelace, can you please hold up those artifacts that you held up in the beginning? I want folks to really see what these are. So that's the mindset. That's the mindset. And I know you held up, you held up the cheat sheet, right? The Phil's cheat sheet, is that it?
Yep.
The Phil's cheat sheet one, the multicolored one. Okay. So
Let me take this background off.
that one.
Here it is.
No problem. All right. So that's it. Yeah. Is that the Phil's cheat sheet?
Yes.
Okay. So let me go ahead and I will put that in the chat, and our friend Toby, if she doesn't already have it, can grab that. But it's good to know that. And one more time, what I gleaned from what you said is that it gave you confidence, but also in predictive, it kind of makes you be able to face wherever they throw you out of the plane at.
Absolutely. An example, if the question comes up, you have a team, you've already assembled a team. What do you do next? For me, it's ADM. So once you acquire the team, the next is you manage the team.
Yeah.
And then the M, oh no, it's develop.
Yeah.
You acquire, develop, and then manage.
Yeah. I got what you were saying. You drank the Kool-Aid. Anyone who knows ADM is a product of the process. So well done. Well done, Lovelace. Woo!
Thank you.
Once again, our PMP guru. We're very grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you. And from here, it's upwards ever, backward never.
I am so looking forward to it, bro. Thank you so much. And thank you, my tribe.
Thank you, everyone. We'll talk to you soon, Lovelace, on another adventure, maybe ACP. Hey, ACP. Don't go, Lovelace, because you know what's going to happen next. Our buddy Frank is going to spill the beans about ACP, so you may want to.
Yes! Come on, let's hear it.